Alright, how's it going everyone? Sam Urban here, and in this video I'm going to go over how to purchase real estate in 2023. I'm going to talk about a few topics here. What it takes to purchase real estate, what type of real estate are you looking to purchase, creating a plan, and understanding the process. At the same time, what to look for in an agent. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, everyone. So again, I want to be quick. I know you have a lot of things to do with your time. I want to make this video as short as possible. So what it takes to purchase real estate. So normally you want to know what type of loans you can get to purchase whatever home you're looking to get. If you're a seasoned investor, you guys kind of know how to play the game. And if you have experience in the past about purchasing property, we can definitely talk about how it's different now than it was back then. But mainly I want to talk to you, the people that have been thinking about purchasing and are currently renting right now, and what it takes to purchase and get themselves out of the rat race of renting. So the current credit score that you need right now to have, I guess, the abundance of all the programs that are available for you is around 620 and above. Now, if you Google the minimum credit requirement for purchasing a property, you're going to see that it is 580. Now, this is true, but most banks and lenders and private money people, whoever's going to loan you the money, they have special requirements for them to lend you this type of money. Some banks are asking for 620 credit score. Other banks are asking for 640. Some people are even asking 700 at this point. So you kind of want to know where your credit score is before you go into the process of actually getting a pre-approval done and all of that stuff. So now, if you're probably looking at your Credit Karma or your Sesame Credit and it says 620, I wouldn't necessarily say that, you know, those numbers are 100% accurate, because sometimes they're not. The loan officer or broker that you're working with can definitely pull real live data on where your credit score stands in real time. So I would definitely choose that route to see where you're at as far as your credit score. Sometimes some people, the Credit Karma is spot on exactly where it's at. So and I've seen it both ways too. Now, another topic, number 2, which is what type of real estate are you looking to purchase? This is definitely crucial, because depending on the program that you are pre-approved for, you might not be able to buy a certain property. Now, when I meet with certain of my clients, I go over this and I show them exactly what type of houses that they can actually purchase with the type of program they're getting. Now, you guys probably heard of the USDA loan program, FHAs, conventional, jumbo loans, all that stuff, right? I'm not a loan officer, so I don't know all of the programs out there. I'm pretty sure there's new programs coming up every single day. I mainly focus on the ones that are actually beneficial to my clients. If they're not beneficial, I don't even talk about them, because I see something that I don't like, and if I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't allow somebody else to do it. So with that being said, you want to know what type of real estate you can purchase with your program. So if you have a USDA loan, you're definitely going to look at rural areas, because that's the only type of houses that loan could definitely be purchased with, or that house can be purchased with that loan with, right? I do apologize for that. Now, if you have an FHA or conventional, like let's go with FHA, right? Means that certain houses out there have to meet FHA guidelines. So, for example, and this is a crucial one, let's say the water heater. If it's only single strapped, FHA is going to call it out during the appraisal, which is a whole different part, and we'll get into that once I start talking about the understanding the process. So if it's single, then they're gonna call it out, but if it's double, then we're good. So when we're out looking at properties, I definitely look at those certain I look at a house with the eyes of the appraiser while we're looking at houses. Now, you guys might be asking me questions during that time, and I'll answer them. But meanwhile, you're looking at the property. If you're gonna love the house or whatever real estate that you're purchasing at the current moment, then my job at that moment is, what are certain scenarios that are going to play out if we were to submit an offer and get this under contract. So I like to have all my bases covered. Let's see. And again, that has to do a lot with the type of loan. So you want to understand what type of properties you're able to get. Now, if a house has a lot of paint that's chipped on the fascia boards all over, there's a lot of wear and tear. Maybe the FHA loan won't cover that house, but a conventional loan will. So sometimes you want to see if the broker or loan officer is helping you out being able to qualify for both, because sometimes, and this has happened to me in the past, where we're stumped at the appraisal and we have to switch from FHA to conventional, and certain numbers change there. But I like to have all my clients already with that option to do so, if in case that were a hurdle that we have to overcome at that moment. So now you're probably thinking, well, I want to buy a multi-unit, right? So now FHA definitely helps you buy certain multi-units under a specific amount of doors, right? So I believe it's 8 doors. I'd have to check on that real quick. Actually, you know what? Since let's check it right now. Alrighty then, so I just checked. You can buy up to 4 units with an FHA loan, so which is pretty good. I know a lot of people like to run the strategy of, buy one with an FHA loan, live in one property, and rent the other ones out, and you practically live on the property for free. Now hypothetically, that works. I would say out here in my area, I mean, unless you want to live in a really questionable side of town, and you're okay with that, then do it. By all means, I would do it if I had a second chance to do so. But other than that, now if you're wanting like a lot more units, then we have to talk about the SBA loans at that moment, because the bank now becomes your partner to purchase these properties. So that is topic number 2. Now topic number 3 is creating a plan. Now, knowing how much down payment you're gonna have to bring in, what your credit score is, or maybe you're going 0 down, right? You want to create a plan, because sometimes some people, and I've dealt with some of these people that can't make up their mind whether that to keep renting or to buy a house, right? I would say weigh your options at that moment. If your rent is $1,000 a month and your landlord's not going to increase the price, then by all means keep renting, right? That's pretty cheap, especially nowadays. But I have found that a lot of people gamble on that, and they put themselves and their families in a situation where the landlord has them on a month-to-month, and they end up selling the property from underneath them. So, and the new landlord is probably not that nice or whatever, right? Somehow they're in this frenzy of, I'm being kicked out and I need to do something now, right? And if you guys never planned that out, it's a tough situation to be there. Honestly, I try to help out as much as I can, but I can't move all mountains, right? I do have faith, though. I do have faith. But yeah, you want to create a plan. You want to know what your finances are. You want to know where your credit score is. You want to know what type of programs you can get and help that you can get. You want to know the timelines, right? Let's say if you're getting kicked out and they gave you 60 days, you have 60 days to make something happen. That's where, or what type of agent you're working with is going to help you achieve that goal, right? So, and we're getting to that soon. Now, once you create the plan, we execute, right? So let's say you understand the type of real estate that you're going to purchase. We got the program, we have the plan. Now it's execution time, and we come down to part number 4 or 5, my bad, it was 5, where you want to understand the process. So once we open escrow, we have 3 days to submit a deposit. That has nothing to do with your down payment. A deposit is different. It's taken away from the sales price. Not taken away, but if the sales price is $300,000 and your deposit is $5,000, then that means the loan has to cover the $295 at this point, right? So in 3 days, we have to submit what is called an EMD. It's an earnest money deposit. I just call it a deposit, or within us in the industry, like, is a deposit in, right? But the technical term is an EMD. Now, I like to get all my investigation done on the property immediately. So right when we open escrow, when I call you and let you know, hey, congratulations, we just got the offer accepted. At that same moment, I'm calling one of a home investor that I personally know. Both of them, actually. I know a lot. They've helped out a bunch of my clients over the years, and I only trust them. And I've had other home inspectors reach out, but if my main guys could do it, why am I gonna give the job to somebody else, right? Unless they can't do it, then I would have to go outside of them. But anyways, once that happens, we try to do the home inspection within the first 7 days, if not sooner. At that moment, the loan officer, whoever we're working with at that moment, is going to be completing the file just to get the appraisal called in, right? Some loan officers are able to do it immediately. Other ones, they need some sort of paperwork done beforehand, and then they can make the call. It just depends on who the loan officer is and how that company does things, to where they call the loan officer, not the loan officer, the appraiser. The appraiser. Now, why is the appraiser a crucial step in this transaction? Well, sometimes some appraisers take a very long time to come out and appraise the house. My recent listing in Calston in Lancaster, that appraiser literally called me the next week, so that was pretty quick. Some appraisers take up till 3 weeks while we're in the transaction before they even call and set the appointment to come and appraise the property, which is, in a nutshell, very frustrating. Because it literally it stalls everything. I was gonna say stand still, but it stalls everything, and that's how some stress is created. And again, I tried not to have my clients stress out as much. I try to keep everything as smooth as possible, so that's why I like to have everything done in the first week of the transaction. After that, That's pretty much getting some documents over to your loan officer or whoever is letting you borrow the money. They're going to be asking a few questions. Just make sure you work with them. A lot of people, not a lot of, I got to stop saying that. Not a lot of people, but some people that I have worked with in the past did not like the fact that they made certain things very difficult for them to even qualify for the loan, just because the lender is asking specific questions on certain type of monies that came into account, and they have to have a written letter how they came upon that type of money. Now, mind you, it's not, pre 2008 era anymore. Nowadays everything has to be documented. The banks, the government, everybody wants to know where you got that money from. Like, it can't just be, hey, I got the cash in a briefcase, here you go, let me buy the house. That's just not going to happen. We don't live in those times anymore, and honestly, I've never seen that, but it seems like a lot of people still want to live in the past, and I live in the present. This is the current moment. But anyways, so once that's done in that process, that you're working with that loan officer and getting things done to get what is called the clear to close. Sorry, a clear to close. Once we get that clear to close, it's probably going to be on week 3 and a half. At that moment, once we get that, we're good to go. We do the final walkthrough on the property. Like, let's say the appraiser were to call certain things to be fixed in the property, we ask the seller to fix it because the appraiser's asking for it. Now, the seller does not have to fix anything on the property. It's up to them, right? But if it's an FHA loan, then they're pretty much screwing themselves if they cancel. Conventional, the appraiser's not going to ask too much things, maybe a few certain things, but they do ask that you fix certain, whatever it is that they ask you to fix. The appraisers, not the home inspector, the appraisers. Home inspectors are going to make sure that the house is safe for you to even live in. They're going to check the air conditioning, they're going to check the electrical, they're going to check the pipes, like they make sure the water's running correctly. They're going to check the roof, everything around the property. Now, if you want to pay extra, they can even do the little camera that goes into the sewer line just to be sure that nothing's broken, all the pipes are good, right? So they're going to check all of that stuff. They're going to give you the report. Now, mostly if it's cosmetic, honestly, I do believe that, if a room is red and you went into the transaction knowing that it was red, but you're going to paint it anyways, don't ask the seller to do that. Like, that's just, why are you going to do that? So cosmetic things, don't worry about it. Like, you can fix them later, we can find somebody to do so, you're fine. But if the appraiser asks for it, it has to be done. Now, the seller can definitely cancel it. Again, if it's FHA, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. If it's conventional, they may get away with it. If it's all cash, then it is what it is. All right, so after that, once the buyer has, or you yourself as a buyer, do your final walkthrough, make sure the seller fixed everything, and you give the go-ahead, then, we fund the house or the transaction, and within 24 hours or whatever timeline you have, that's when we hand you the keys. And that is, in a nutshell, the process, understanding the process of buying a home, at least. Now, probably think, well, what about a multifamily unit? That, I'm not there yet to get that experience, but I am working on it, so hopefully later, more future videos, I may be able to talk about that, but I am working on something big now. So now the last topic I want to talk to you guys about is what to look for in an agent. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, why would I take agent advice from this guy that's asking me about real estate and is wearing a hat? Well, normally I don't dress like this. I am at home right now. and I just wanted to relax and make this video and be comfortable doing it, right? Because wearing a suit, you know, pretty much the entire week, every day, 24/7 is just, sometimes it gets exhausting, right? So, but anyways, back on topic, what to look for in an agent. Now you're probably gonna go, you're probably thinking about a way like, you know, oh, what's your experience, right? Experience does have a lot to do with it. Now, I wouldn't take experience and number of years in the industry as experience. And I only say this because on my end of the of being in real estate and being a real estate agent, I've noticed that some of these people that have been in, quote unquote 20 years in the business have no idea what the hell they're doing. Like they probably, you know, work a second job or something like that, and you know, renew their license year over year and maybe get 1 or 2 deals. But I wouldn't go for that. I would go for someone that has the experience, someone's that you can ask them specific questions, and if they answer it correctly, you understand that that person has experience. Now you're probably asking yourself, what type of questions would you ask to an agent? Now I would put that, I might just work on that as another video, so I'll put it somewhere here. But anyways, you want to distinguish between number of years and experience. Sometimes even, like, let's say the team leader, like someone, you interview an agent, they say, oh yeah, I'm the team leader, all that stuff. Some people think that the team leader is going to take care of them, but all they do is like, oh, here you go, like, let me give you to our newest agent that's on board, because I don't have to work you, and the new agent at least gets 50% commission off of helping you out. And normally during the time of 2020 and 2021, when, you know, a lot of people were buying houses, most of those people work with these type of people, and they got discouraged because they couldn't get their offer accepted. Now, on my experience, you know, I battled all these people and ended up getting my offer accepted because, you know, the agent on the other side of the phone who I'm calling, you know, we chatted it up. They asked certain questions, I answered them as to the best of my ability, and ended up getting my offer accepted. Shoot, I even got an offer accepted after having 3 counters out to multiple people, and they ended up saying, you know what, I'm gonna go with you. Also, persistence has a lot to do with it. Don't go with the agent that is just like, oh, like they came to, like you came to them and you're doing all the work for them. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say all the work for them, I don't mean like gathering the documents and all that stuff. That is your job to do. Like, you have to do that for that agent to do certain actions, right? Now, finding the home that you want, mind you, a lot of people change their minds while going out and shopping properties, so you have to know exactly what you want. Now, if it's a stepping stone to getting what you want, then that's fine. Like, we can work that in. So you want to have a proactive agent. Not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty proactive. I love door knocking. Just because the house isn't on the MLS and you don't see it on Zillow doesn't mean we cannot get it for you. It just means, okay, this is an obstacle. How are we going to get over this? I feel like a lot of people just quit when they don't see the house on the market. That's why we say, you know, first get qualified, then let's go look at properties. Because if you're just looking at properties and trying to see which house, you know, you want to go look at before you even qualify, you're doing yourself a disservice, because maybe that house will never appear and it's out there. It just takes a person like me to go door knock that house and say, hey guys, have you thought about selling your property anytime soon? You know, and if they say, yeah, you know, I've been thinking about it, you know, a lot lately, and I make that appointment and get that listing, guess what? Whoever I'm working with as a buyer gets first dibs on that property before I even put it on the MLS, because I want to, and I tell my sellers this too, like if I have a buyer already ready for you, like shoot, I even take care of it. I'll take care of everything and help you guys out to make more money. And this is how I do it. Boom. But anyways, but for the people that are looking to purchase properties, don't get discouraged. You know, let your proactive agent be going to battle for you, because we don't get paid at all. This is the only job, and no one told me this when I got in this industry, but this is the only job that I love and hate at the same time, where I do so much work to not get paid at the end on certain people that I try to help in the past, and it still boils my freaking mind up till this day. It gets me so I use it when I go to the gym, because that's the only time I can express my anger, realistically speaking. But yeah, this is the only job we don't get paid. We're not, you know, telling you, hey, you gotta pay me to go do this. At least right now in 2023. I don't know how it's gonna be in 2024. Maybe the laws are gonna change where you're now gonna have to pay me to go do my job for you. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Although I would love that in certain situations, but at the same time, I know it is what it is. Like, not everything is guaranteed, and we just got to move forward. So, but yeah, anyways, you don't want to waste your agent's time. If you're on the fence about a lot of things, then you're probably working with the wrong agents. Just because there's probably a lot of unanswered questions that, you know, you may feel that your agent isn't answering for you. If you feel like a certain type of gut instinct, like, hey, you know, I think I'm gonna work with somebody else, please do so. And I only say this because I've helped out those same exact people that did not like the agent that they got referred to, and maybe I was one of them. I'm not sure. No one has come up and told me, but I would love to know if I was that, and what I can do to fix that in the future. But as of now, I've worked with a bunch of referrals. They're able to trust me. I'm able to get them into a home, and they're fine, or whatever transaction that they're currently looking to get. It could be land or multi-units. Again, haven't done multi-units, but I am working on it now. But yeah, hopefully that answers any type of questions that you may have. And if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My information is going to be on the description. And again, if you find any value on this video, please like and subscribe. I mean, if you want, you don't have to, but at least like it so I can get some sort of attention. I am only doing this because I do want to buy my first apartment complex soon, hopefully, and the only way I can do that, achieve that type of goal, is to help other people achieve their goals. And if multifamily units is what you're looking to do, let's talk. Like, let's see how we can help each other out. Maybe there's something there. But again, like the video if you find any value, subscribe if you want. I do market updates on a monthly basis, just so you guys understand the market. And I guess that's it. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video, which will be my August market update, and it will be somewhere on here. All right.